Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I've had this brush set which I ordered from Sephora in the US probably about a month ago. I've had it for about 3 weeks, and for one reason or another I have neither got round to actually trying out the brushes nor showing you how they were when they arrived in their pristine condition. So I thought I'd do that today, although this video will be limited about what I think about the brushes in use, because as I say, I haven't used any of them yet. I'm late on the bandwagon to the whole very expensive brushes brigade. I do find that good brushes make a huge difference, well, a noticeable difference to how I can apply my makeup. Particularly in the case of foundation, I am not a beauty blender fan or a sponge fan or generally a fingers fan. I like a dense foundation brush, and I find that that works to make my foundation definitely look very much more flawless, certainly with liquid foundations, than anything I can do with a cheaper brush or a sponge or my fingers. I do use fingers for the stick foundations because I feel they respond well to the heat of the fingers as well as the skin in applying. But there I digress. I have one Shiseido brush which wasn't fabulously expensive but quite expensive, which I like a lot. I actually like a Real Techniques synthetic foundation brush, does a good job for me. The other expensive brush, or moderately expensive brush, that I have is from Tom Ford, and it's a fluff brush for the eye crease. I love fluff brushes. I like to have quite a few of them because they get dirty so quickly when I'm blending around the eye, and I do find the particular density and texture of that Tom Ford brush is superior to any of the other brushes that I own. But other than that, most of my brushes are MAC brushes or Real Techniques, which I think is a fantastic range here in the UK, very affordable, and they come in sets. You can't buy them individually, which is a bit of a shame, but then the whole sets are not expensive, and I find I do use most of them. So with that digression, I have read about these fabulous expensive Japanese brushes and thought I really would like to try those. So when I saw Hakuho-do had a collaboration with Sephora Pro in the US, and I saw this beautiful box on the website, I immediately jumped on the bandwagon. Now this set cost, I think, $156 or $158, so pricey, but for that you were getting, I've forgotten how many. Let's go in and count. They weren't like this when they came. They were kind of fanned out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 brushes. What I didn't twig, because I didn't do my research properly, was the fact that they're actually synthetic. Whereas, you know, the great thing about a lot of the specialist Japanese brushes is they're made of beautiful squirrel or other hair. So I hadn't realised that. Having said that, I'm not against good synthetic brushes. As I say, my favourite foundation brush is a synthetic. So the other thing that I hadn't quite twigged was that this beautiful box, which looked like a kind of lacquer box on the website, isn't. It's cardboard. And while I love the design, and it is a pretty box, mine came rather battered in the postage, and when you took the stickers off, it marked, which was a shame, really, because I think a lot of people would be attracted to that beautiful presentation box to have as a keepsake, and it really wasn't quite the quality I was expecting. However, when you opened up, as I say, the brushes came fanned out in plastic, and then there's the card saying which each of the brushes are. Of course, I've managed to mix them all up now, and they haven't got numbers on. They've got a bit of Japanese writing, but I dare say I will work out. In fact, I think there's a picture. Yeah, here we go. There's a picture form as well, so I need to keep those for the time being. The other thing that I should have known, I hadn't really concentrated on, most of these are complexion brushes, there's only really one, possibly two eye brushes, which is a shame. Here's what I would call a fluff brush. What do they call it? The Sushai, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, which is allegedly an exclusive, a perfect crease brush for precise detail. Although they say using it for blending concealer, I'm definitely going to be using it for eye makeup. It's not as dense immediately as my rather gorgeous Tom Ford one, but it has got kind of good flexibility. So, as I say, I'm always on the lookout for good crease brushes. So that one's good. And then this one is, I'm not even going to try and pronounce the Japanese of this. This is called a perfect multitasker to work as angled concealer, angled shadow and highlighter all in one. So I was thinking you could probably use this to place shadow over the whole of the eye and orbit. But it's a bit thick and wide for look at the state of my fingernails. Sorry about that. I've been a bit stressed out recently. Biting cuticles, really bad habit, especially when I have expensive manicures. I digress. I don't know how effective that will be for eye. And I do sometimes use a brush for my concealer and I get a better effect with that, but often can't be bothered. So that one. And then there are four complexion brushes of varying thickness. I've been in the market for one of these kind of domed brushes. I'd looked at the Charlotte Tilbury one. This is called an Otsubu, a perfect complexion brush for contour and bronzing. Large, innovative pointed shape is great to apply fuller coverage products. Has a unique angle that aids in precision. So, yeah, nice for contouring. I mean, at the moment, my favourite contour product is actually the cream stick from Burberry, which you have to blend with fingers, but definitely for bronzing powder, I'd like to give that one a try. And then this is also another quite fine one. I think, I might use for highlighter. What do they say about this? This is the Kotsubu. I'm sure I'm murdering the Japanese here. Perfect highlighter brush, bingo, because of its slimmer shape that helps you hug specific areas of the face. Works best with powder products, so that's a nice one. This one seems a funny kind of shape, really, and density. What's it meant to be? This is the Oogie, the perfect cheek blush, allegedly, to give control of how much product. Great for the natural look. So I think they're suggesting you can use it as a blush brush. I quite like an angled blush brush. More like this, you see, has definitely got an angle. What do they say this one is? This is the Kusabi, the innovative angled powder shape designed to sculpt and shape, give you control. Setting powder brush and great for light coverage. So, yeah, I would definitely use it for setting. I don't know why quite you'd need as much angle there, but I have to say these feel deliciously soft. I'm wondering how they will wash, but we're not going to find out till I use them. So there they are. I know from kind of looking at the individual prices that 158 was a pretty good deal, although, bear in mind these are synthetic, not natural. I have to say they do feel wonderful. They don't feel synthetic at all. They're beautifully soft. But feel doesn't always indicate how well they pick up and place product. So I will have to report back on that. But I thought you'd like to see them in their pristine condition. I think this set is still available on the Sephora website, although I haven't checked after last Friday, so we'll have to wait and see. But until next time, bye for now.